Here we are. I'll be removing the bumper, I think tomorrow, and getting it on jacks. Oh, this one I had to soak like crazy, but eventually came out. I'll have to definitely retap those threads. That looks pretty darn rusty, but I think the frame is salvageable. I'm curious to see what it looks like underneath the cab there, but it's not that bad. It could be worse. Got the bumper off. I stripped the bolts, so I had to cut it. I got the carrier off. I had to cut 2 of those bolts off, no biggie. Today was a strip kind of day. I removed some of the wiring, harness mounts, and these, I gotta get more of those. I was thinking of maybe 3D printing this if it's not too complicated. It would probably be a cheap alternative. There was one in here going like so, one like that. There's also this plastic thing that I broke, which was there. And then I got my entire wire harness down in the wheel there. Very dusty. Here I am, one step closer to getting this frame off. Got the scaffolding rigged, so I think tomorrow I'm gonna remove the hood and get those chains all hoisted on the engine and see if I can start securing the engine, and then I'll slowly remove the cab to drop the frame, and then just finish off with the components there up front, and we got ourselves a frame to go get painted. Little update on the situation. I think it's the 9th or 10th day of the repair. Got the scaffolding set up with the chain. I actually fell through this chair the other day when it was set up right here, and I fell onto the engine and the front of the car actually tilted forward, so it came off the stands in the back. I think that when I do drop the frame, I will have a ratchet strap going from the scaffolding to the front of the cab, just to support it, make sure nothing unexpected happens. You know, I am on uneven terrain and I got my ghetto blocks, so little status report. I have now removed the front suspension components on either side, which was a royal pain. And now we are just about ready to drop. I'm stuck on this. This power steering knuckle just won't come off, and I've been banging it quite aggressively there, but everything's disconnected, and that is literally the last thing I've left in order to drop the frame. But yeah, literally everything is disconnected. Even down here, there was a little hidden connector on the front differential. So if you're doing this job, don't miss that, because that won't be a fun repair. Last little update before we drop the frame. Got the front supported here. Got the back of the transfer case supported, as well as the chain. And then I have the rear part of the frame supported, and now it's time to drop the frame. The following morning, got the frame off, very excited. it was a huge process. But 13 days in, and after a couple modifications and errors, figured it out, got it to work. Little update. I've been painting everything I can and putting all sorts of anti-seize on everything just to really keep the rust away. I'm trying to make this last as long as I can before having to do any sort of modification or maintenance to it. And here we are. Painted frame, started, I've already installed the cab mounts. I got the transmission mount installed but not tightened. Motor mounts are installed and torqued. Front diff is also installed and torqued. So today I want to install the power steering rack, the sway bar. I'm going to install the brake lines here on the side of the vehicle and the fuel lines. And then yeah, if I get that far, I'll start, and it's still time of the day, I'll start putting the control arms on. Finally I got this paint. Actually, this is the second time I get this paint because I didn't get enough of it at first. And I've been making a mess of it, but after masking off all the holes, I have now been spraying this. I've sprayed 4 cans in here by now. Can't see a thing in there, but I'm sure it's doing a great job. And yeah, just gonna film the last can. Show you the way I've been doing it. It's probably better ways. I also tried to get between these two members as best as I could, just because you know it's gonna rust wherever it can, so might as well try to get it everywhere. Bit of rigging off camera, but essentially got rid of the 4x4 that was here. I had to then add a block holding up the back of the transmission, just like I did off disassembly. I attached my wiring harness best I could. So I'm actually doing this by myself, but I got the ratchet straps to help me fine-tune the position. And I got 2 jacks at this end on the pallet. That should give me the right amount of height. I'm actually only about 6 inches away now, which is kind of fun. And then I got this guy here up on jack, so just about ready to go. right, little update on getting the frame into place. The cab mounts all aligned up. They all lined up really nicely. But the only issue that I'm having right now is that, oops. It was actually about an inch off before, but it's my engine and transmission mounts right here. This guy is now about a half of an inch off. So what I did, in order to fix that issue, and you can see it's the same story here with my transmission mount. Okay, those holes are, oh, those are lined up actually. Hey, now that those are lined up, I'm actually gonna put a screw in there. So what I did to solve that issue, I got a ratchet strap attached to there, and it goes all the way to the transfer case at the other side. And the idea is to pull the engine and transmission back so that all the mounts fall into place, and that I can finally get on with my life. It's been a pretty long journey. Got the rear axle back on. Got all 4 of my brake lines connected. These are actually the extended brake lines for a 6-inch lift from Crown Performance. Got everything here in the front installed. Didn't have the right cotter pins, and this pin is a little bit too low on the nut, so I'm gonna put a washer there. But besides that, I also got the front brakes all installed with the extended front brake line